Alright, so here we are out at Colville Bay Campground. We are in the closed section of the campground. The lake used to come up to this pretty good. But look at the campground is mostly, this part of the campground is mostly desolate, if you would, and abandoned. Probably and presumably because of disuse, the fact that they just couldn't get enough people to come out and use the facilities. And so they just let this go. There's 155 campsites out here. The part that's open probably has about 45, 50, and they can't even fill that. Welcome to another fun-filled adventure of the Smith fam. So it is a Saturday morning, and I'm just cooking some breakfast over here. Anyway, this is a good day to talk about what to do to explore your own backyard. So this video is going to talk about exploring your own backyard, how to make it so that it's easy to do. The reason we want to talk about that is because a lot of times it takes time to prep and get out to go camping and set up, and then if you're leaving the next morning or the next day, it takes time, right? And that's what makes camping so unfun. We're going to talk about how to make it fun and do quick overnighters to explore your own backyard. These eggs look just about done. Yay.
You dropped a bunch on the floor, but I'm okay.
5-second rule.
It wasn't 5 seconds. It was more like 10 seconds, but 10-second rule is even better.
I feel like in some ways we have an unfair advantage because we do have our vintage travel trailer. So one of the ways that exploring the outdoors is made easy for us is our camping equipment is virtually ready at the drop of a hat. So we can go and come. It's just a matter of making sure that we have all the necessities set aside. Now, that's not necessarily too difficult to do even without a trailer, or even the rooftop tent. Very good reason to buy those. They pack up small, and they are a very easy way to entertain the kids. Talking about entertaining the kids, what's up this morning?
I'm tired.
Teenage problems. So another way to make the ability to get out a lot easier, it's making reservations and actually having a reserved campsite. It's so much easier when you can just make a reservation and then just show up. In this particular case, you can go to recreation.gov and you can make reservations for campgrounds all throughout the country. If you go back in our videos to our second video ever, I think it's titled Rain, Why Let's Go Camping. You go back to that video, you're going to find that we actually went around and ended up kind of following a circuitous path until we found a campsite to actually stay at. Our first choice was a place called Valley of Fire, and we could not get in because there was nothing there. And so we had to adapt, but making reservations makes it just easier because you get out of the house, you get to where you're going, and that's how that works.
Hello.
Anyway. Also, camping in established campgrounds makes it a lot easier to pick up, show up, do an overnight, and then go home because the facilities are all there. Boondocking is not the easiest one to just go, show up, set up, and then go. In this particular case, the pad for where we're parking the trailer is already leveled out. We don't have to build a fire pit, none of this. It's just show up and get going. Another thing to think about is, another consideration is not overpacking. Being realistic about what you need. So, the temptation to go camping, you're like, oh, I gotta bring this and this and this and this and this and this. With frequency and getting out, you start learning what you need and what you don't need. And in our case, we figured out basically what the bare minimum is to get out and get going. And sometimes just learning to live with those minimums, that's actually what you need to get out and get going and have fun. Also having camping buddies.
You know, that's me. I'm your only camping.
Having camping buddies to go out with,
Yeah, that would be me.
makes it a lot easier to just go out and have a fun time for a short period of time, because you just go from one camp to the other, you can socialize, and it makes it a lot more fun. So I think the biggest, most important tip that we could share is that camping looks different for everyone. Are you stalking me? Camping looks a lot different for everybody, and it's important that you realize that you don't have to follow the stereotypical Instagram camping whatever. You really make it what it is of your own. We can only show you what we do that we do that is fun, and you just have to fill in the blanks. So sometimes, if all you've got, ultimately, if going out and doing a quick overnight camp means that you pick up Burger King on the way out of town, you have yogurt and granola for breakfast, you bring a tent, a basic sleeping bag, and you sleep in the back of the car, that you do whatever it is that is comfortable for you, and you know, you don't let everybody else's expectations be your true, you don't let other people's expectations necessarily be what rule what you do. Yo, what in the world are you doing?
I'm not Calissa, I am Melissa.
Oh my gosh. So I hope that these tips were helpful, right?
Huh? What? Oh yeah. I'm stalking.
Anyway, have happy camping adventures.